What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nunez, aka Vintage Pokemon Hunter on Instagram, and today we have in front of us Nintendo's most forgotten about and under the radar console, the Pokemon Mini. Most avid Pokemon fans don't even know that this exists, but this is an actual system and console made by Nintendo. It's Nintendo's smallest cartridge-based system. How small the cartridges are. They go right in the back like this. And we'll take a better look at this today. And once I seen these on eBay about a year or so ago, I knew I needed to have one. Or three. Everyone knows and remembers the Game Boy from Nintendo. The pocket-sized handheld cartridge game system that completely revolutionized mobile gaming. Followed by the Game Boy Color, and then the Game Boy Advanced, which came out June 11th, 2001. The Pokemon Mini was released 5 months after the Game Boy Advanced, on November 12th, 2001. The Pokemon craze was arguably at the height at this point, so you would think that the system would be more popular. The console was actually made to be taken like a whole game system with games and cartridges made for it, but it was treated like a toy and also marketed as one. It pretty much because it resembles the Tamagotchi, I believe, why everyone and just treated it like it was a toy. The price point also probably didn't help it. It was like $40 retail, and the games were $20 each, which at that point was way cheaper than the console was cheaper than a Game Boy game at that point. It wasn't even sold at GameStop, which was then EB Games. The Pokemon Mini was sold at Toys R Us and KB Toys, and also at the New York City Pokemon Center store here in North America. There were 3 different releases of the system. I have 2 of them here, the Wooper Blue and the Smoochum Purple. There's also a Chikorita Green. The Pokemon Mini, as seen here, works pretty much like a Game Boy. It has the cartridge to it, which I have multiple of. I'm going to test one here right now. I've actually never even tried to put this on. Oh, it's giving me a little indicator that I need a game. So let's put the game in. And let's power it on. Alright, we know it works. Cool. It's actually pretty crazy for its time. It actually has some things that you would think would be in a Game Boy, but actually never made it to it. It actually can detect, like, shaking it. It has a motion feature as well, an in-game clock. It has a rumble feature built into it. And at the top here, you could also see there's an infrared sensor for multiplayer games. One of these games you can actually play with 10 people, which is pretty crazy. I don't think 10 people have ever been in the same area here in North America that have had this. But I do know that this was fairly popular in Japan because of how big Tamagotchi and handheld things were back then. That's why Japan got 10 games released, while here in North America it only got 4 games and then was quickly pulled off of the shelves. I do like here as well on the back, like the lock system, so you can't just like pry your game out. There's actually a lock button here. You would think that Game Boy eventually would have adopted that. I really do enjoy this system, and I'm glad that it's becoming more of a popular thing here. I've seen that people are doing backlight. I'm going to probably do a modification on mine and put a backlight in, so it's not just black and white and I can actually see it better, like at night and etc. I'm definitely going to end up doing that. I also seen a Pokemon Ditto hack ROM software. It's like a kit. You can buy it for like $100. And the kit, you can pretty much take any of these discs and you can pretty much wipe it clean, open it up, and hook it up to this software and get any of the games and other games that they're working on, which is pretty cool. And I'll probably end up checking that out and making a video on that as well. Here's my current Pokemon Mini collection. I have 7 out of the 10 games that were released worldwide. Here's a small breakdown of each game. First, we have the Pokemon Party Mini. Pokemon Party Mini is a collection of mini-games designed to show off the console's various features. All of the games are focused on high score chasing or time trial challenges. Released as a standalone game in Japan, it came as a package with the console in Europe and America. Pokemon Party Mini is most likely the first game for the system that most people were exposed to. The next game is Pokemon Pinball Mini. It's not really a pinball game as such. I actually have 2 of these here. I have it in the box, but also just the disc. There's just a flipper in sight, and instead you control one of 5 Pokemon who just headbutts a Pokeball towards different pockets of the map. Unlike a regular pinball game, the only way to lose is to run out of time. The emphasis here was short and just fast challenges. There's 90 different stages spread across 3 different modes: Quest, Score Attack, and Time Attack. The third game that we're looking at here is Pokemon Puzzle Collection. It's another minigame collection containing a series of logic-based puzzles. I have 2 of them here, and here is just the regular card itself. There are 4 games to choose from: Motion Puzzle, Shadow Puzzle, Rescue Mission, and Power On. For each game, there are 20 different puzzles to solve, with difficulty ranging from extremely easy to very hard. Each puzzle you complete gains you a Pokemon, and there is a Pokédex that keeps track of the Pokemon that you've caught. There's only 80 of the 250 available Pokemon in this game. The fourth and final game that was released in North America is Pokemon Zany cards. It's actually a set of traditional trading card game given a Pokemon theme. Here's the card right here. Wild Match, Special 7, Card Duel, and 4 Kings. One of the Pokemon Mini's best features is the ability to play with other people. Of the few games for the Pokemon Mini that utilize this feature, Pokemon Zany cards is the most heavily geared towards multiplayer. There's a variety of single-player options, but mostly these are just involved playing a PC opponent. The fifth game made for the Pokemon Mini is Pokemon Tetris, or Pokemon Shock Tetris. Tetris needs no introduction. It's one of the most successful and recognizable games of all time. I have it here in the package. The concept of the Tetris Pokemon crossover is so obvious, it's just a wonder Nintendo didn't think of it sooner. And it's baffling that they haven't done anything with it since. This Tetris game was released in the Philippines as well as Japan, but never got a release in North America. The next game that we'll be looking at is Pokemon Puzzle Collection Volume 2. Pokemon Collection Volume 2 is the first Japan-exclusive game made for the Pokemon Mini. Pokemon Puzzle Collection Volume 2 actually came very close to receiving a North America release, even getting a full-blown ESRB rating, but it was canceled, most likely due to the Mini's poor sales. It plays very similar to the first one: 80 new challenges to complete and 80 new Pokemon to capture. Motion Puzzle and Shadow Puzzle both make a return, and there's some new games called Stretch Puzzle and Pickup Puzzle. The next Pokemon game to be released for the Pokemon Mini is Pokemon Race Mini. This is the first game that I do not own that's on the list. The idea of a Pokemon racing game has the potential to be a great and somewhat strange concept, and it's actually weird it hasn't been fully explored. The only way that the racing in Pokemon spinoff has ever been touched is a Pokemon Dash game on the DS, which was actually horrible, and this exclusive Pokemon Mini title. Pokemon Race Mini is a racing and platformer hybrid where you must leap and dash your way through a series of side-scrolling courses. In Grand Prix mode, you must control Pikachu. You take on other Pokemon such as Diglett and Magnemite in a 1v1 race. There are multiple routes that you could take through each course, and it's a certain amount of strategy involved in picking the most effective one. The next game released for the Pokemon Mini, which I also do not own, is Pichu Bros Mini. Pichu Bros Mini is a spiritual successor to Pokémon Party Mini, featuring 6 new mini games to choose from. The most popular one being Pichu Skateboarding, an endless runner where you shake the console to jump a series of ramps. The next game that we have here is Togepi's Great Adventure. Togepi's Great Adventure is the only Pokemon minigame with a story to it. Togepi is playing in the forest minding his own business when he's suddenly picked up by a passing Fearow and taken to his nest on the top of a nearby tower. While trying to escape, Togepi trips on a rock and starts rolling down the tower, and so our great adventure begins. Togepi's Great Adventure is the rarest game for the Pokemon Mini. Sealed copies of Togepi's Greatest Adventure currently go about $530 on eBay. The cartridge itself, the cheapest one right now, is $250. Last game released for the Pokemon Mini is Pokemon Breeder Mini, which I actually have and own right here in the box. Pokemon Breeder Mini is the last game ever made for the console. Like I said before, the Pokemon Mini was taken and mistaken as a Tamagotchi, and it's somewhat ironic that's exactly what this console became with this title. Pokemon Breeder Mini is a virtual pet game where you're treated with and tasked with raising one of 3 Pokemon: Mudkip, Torchic, or Trico. All 3 of those Pokemon had just released a few months earlier on the Game Boy Advance titles Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. At the beginning of the game, you're approached by Professor Birch, who gives you an egg, and you have to look out for him. And that's the Pokemon Mini game system. All the games for it. I'm working on finishing my collection to have every game, and including the Chikorita console. I just want it in the box. I went and ordered the backlight kit to be installed in a few weeks, so I'm going ahead and get the Pokemon Ditto Flash card as well. Can't wait to get that going. Lastly, and most importantly, actually, my favorite parts of the collection that I actually got in the process of filming this video, I found them on eBay. These are the keychains slash lanyards for the Pokemon Mini. These were released at the Pokemon Center, New York. If you look, you can barely find pictures in the Pokemon Center, New York. That's how rare it is. So to have something like this is super awesome. The person on eBay actually thinks that their cell phone, like lanyards. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to my channel for more of my vintage Pokemon collection and what it entails. On this YouTube channel, I'll be posting content of the different various media sources that I love, such as video games, music, the video games mostly being Pokemon and Gears of War. Follow me on my vintage Pokemon collection page, at Vintage Pokemon Hunter on Instagram. I have always loved and respected music and keeping up with the latest in hip-hop culture ever since I was young. I recently started messing around in FL Studio for the last about 2 months or so, mostly just learning off of different YouTube videos. Shout out Busyworks Beats. I've been using him a lot. I've probably about 10 different videos I've watched of him. I'll be starting a podcast as well in the studio here that we built with me and my partner. My partner also has a podcast as well, at Full Tray Podcast. It's pretty dope. My partner Sal here and our boy Butch. On this channel, we'll also be doing music video reviews and interviews with different artists, different professional players, as I myself also am a professional video game player, Gears of War. Trash video game currently. Hope they fix that, please. We'll also be interviewing just other people that we are fans of. Me and my partner, we love different art, different types of graffiti artists, any type of things that we like and we're fans of. We're down to come in here and just sit down and speak with. That would be awesome. That's really it. Just keep a lookout for all the different types of stuff that we're going to be coming out of here, and we're out. Appreciate you watching.